Hi everyone, this is Damage Gamer, and I'll be returning to BattleTech. Let's continue where we went off. Have some decisions about how I'm going to use my funds. Don't have a lot, which I guess is expected. Otherwise it'd be too easy, right? Like, yeah, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. But we'll see. Maybe next time we'll actually get paid. I mean, worst come to worst. Let's not even get there. Okay. So we don't have a lot of funds. Repairing my mech is definitely one of the more important things.
Nice to see you down here in the hole. Work done, Commander?
I want an assessment on the leper. How much trouble are we in? Don't know. I mean, we're doing okay at the moment. We'll give it a few months, maybe a year. You know how it goes. Eventually, everything falls apart. I got a few questions about Mech Bay. Yeah, then hit me with them. I'll do what I can to answer. I mean, I don't want to wax poetic or nothing, but the Mech Bay is where the magic happens, boss. It's the beating heart of a mercenary outfit. Tutorial, Mech Bay, anything I should know about the Mech Bay themselves. Beyond each cubicle holds one BattleMech. Not much, it's all about capacity. The more Mech Bays we have, the more mechs we can keep battle ready, and the more mechs we have battle ready, the more flexible you have in your deployment options. I'm not very flexible at the moment. Why use mech storage? A few reasons. First, we have limited capacity in the mech bay, so we need to store the overstock for eventual sale or for use in the future. Second, we don't pay upkeep costs on mechs in storage. That's a business thing, though, not my department. Wait, really? I would think storage would cost extra. Third, and this is important, whenever we pick up partial mech salvage from the battlefield, I put in storage for you. What happens when the mech goes into or get ready for storage? Do we gather or buy enough partial mech? My team will assemble it right away. Let me know if you want to keep in storage or have it ready for combat. BattleMechs are expensive as hell, so assembly one out of salvage is our best bet for expanding our roster. Okay, I'm definitely not buying. When you send a mech chassis into storage, our mech techs dismount all its weapons and equipment and place them in your inventory for use on other chassis. A chassis can stay in storage indefinitely, and don't worry about storage capacity, boss. I'll make it fit. Don't you worry. I'll just use a hammer. It's in. I don't know. Let me ask you about something else. I've been wondering about the components you can put on our mechs. One of my favorite topics. In the mech bay, you can browse all the equipment we have available in inventory. There are two types of components I can install on BattleMech: weapons and equipment. Tell me about ballistic weapons. Ballistic weapons such as autocannon pack a good punch, generate little heat, and can destabilize an enemy if they hit enough. But ballistic weapons are, ballistic, so they require ammo. And ammo can explode if it takes a hit in combat, which is bad news all around. Ballistic missiles are also pretty heavy and can take up a lot of space on the mech. Strengths and weaknesses, boss. Strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so they're good at destabilizing the enemy, little heat, deal decent damage, but they require ammo. And I guess their projectiles can be intercepted. At least that's the impression I'm getting. Energy weapons. Energy weapons don't use any ammo, but they generate a lot of heat. You may need to invest in additional heat sinks. Keep your mech cool if you choose an energy heavy loadout, which we encounter a lot. Missile weapons. Missile weapons are my favorites. Yeah, they require ammo and generate smaller heat, but the pounding they deliver can destabilize an enemy faster than most other weapons. I'm guessing use more ammo. And having multiple projectiles in a shot means you're almost always guaranteed at least a single hit, but they require a lot more ammo. Got it. Long range missiles are also capable of indirect fire. If one of your units have line of sight on an enemy, it can act as a spotter for LRM equipped units that don't. With a spotter, a mech equipped with LRMs can stay behind cover and arc its missiles to hit the enemy. A spotter can increase your launcher's effective range too. Granted, the enemy can do the same to you, but that's someone else's problem. I see. Yeah, I was like, are there, light spotters? So there is kind of a role. Tell me about support weapons. Support weapons are lighter than the other small lasers, machine guns, that kind of thing. I program our targeting computer to automatically fire them after a melee attack if they're activated. Alright, that doesn't sound very impressive. Tell me about other types of equipment you can refit on a mech. It's a big list, boss. I suggest you check the story and every system we travel to. You never know what you'll find. I can install stronger cockpits to reduce the injuries our MechWarriors will take, arm actuators that increase melee damage, range finders that increase the range at which enemies can be visually acquired, all sorts of stuff. All take up critical slots on the BattleMechs, some at weight too. Keep your eyes open for them and give them a good once over before you buy one so you know what you're getting into. Now, putting powerful weapons and equipment on your mech is fine and all, but remember the trade-off is always armor. You know how they say the best defense is a good offense? That was the reverse, but vice versa. But I heard that some manufacturers had developed better versions of some weapons. Through that, different manufacturers tweak their weapons to deliver more damage, have higher accuracy, destabilize the enemy, a bunch of stuff. The trick is finding them. They're rare out here in the periphery, so when I see one in a store or a salvage file, I always mark it with a plus for you so you can identify it easily. Ah, thanks. That's just what I need. I'm not even kidding. Like, let me ask you about something else. Repairing damage. How do I repair mech damage after a battle? Whenever you return from a mission, stop by the mech bay here to tell me which mechs you want to have repaired. I'm not gonna assume anything. You run this outfit, so you tell me what to spend time and money on. Okay, that's not completely true. If I see armor missing from a battle mech, I'm gonna repair automatically. It's standard operating procedures. And we have so much scrap armor lying around that you should consider armor repairs to be free. But they're not quite free. Thanks. Now, if you tell me to repair a mech containing destroyed equipment, the text will strip that off automatically too. I'll list the equipment they strip, and you're gonna want to replace it with something. Got it. Something. What if I want to change a mech's loadout? Can I refit it with new weapons and equipment? Ooh, now you're talking, boss. You bet you can refit a mech. You can repair it at the same time too. Just select the BattleMech and order a refit that'll bring it to the mech lab. Wow, there's a lot of reading here. What can I do in the mech lab? I mean, since I'm not intending to watch tutorials or whatever, I want to do it blind, might as well learn it from here. Mech lab, that sounds interesting. The mech lab is where you let me know what sort of modification you want to make to our stable. BattleMechs. I can install new weapons and equipment, add or remove armor location by location, pretty much anything you want. All it takes is time and money. We got plenty of both, right? Maybe plenty of the former, but very little of the latter. Are there limits to how I can refit? It's hardware, JD. Of course there are limits. Your biggest constraints are the chassis weight and its hard points. I can make a mech as heavy as I want. Negative. A mech's chassis can support only so much tonnage in weapon, armor, and equipment, so you need to keep its overall weight in mind when designing a BattleMechs loadout. If your design are over a chassis weight rating, we can't accept the work order. Now, there are ways to making things fit, of course. Trade-offs can be made, but you gotta be careful. We have the ability to remove armor from individual locations in order to squeeze more or bigger weapons on, but less armor is less armor. You don't want to wind up with something that'll blow over in a strong breeze. Trust me on that. I've seen it happen enough times to know. What's a hard point again? Each location on BattleMech contains one or more weapon mount called hardpoints. Hardpoints are only designed for one specific weapon type: ballistic, energy, missile, and support. However, most mechs contain locations with more than one hardpoint, so you can have some flexibility in what you mount there. How do I know what a mech is good at in the first place? Good question. There are lots of different BattleMechs out there, and it's hard to know what they were built to do best just by looking at them. I mean, I can, of course, but I'm me. You, on the other hand, are going to need some help. Thankfully, I'm a helpful guy. If you check your technical readouts in the Mech lab, you'll find that I've included some thoughts about each mech's off-the-rack purpose, or stock role. They're only opinions, mind you, but you might find them useful. I've also provided access to an itemized list of equipment that a mech normally carries when you buy a stock. Think of it as a mech's basic recipe. What happens if I order a refit? Once you confirm your work order, it'll be placed in queue with other repairs and refits on your timeline. Remember, mech will be unavailable for combat until its work order is complete, so plan your refits carefully. I suggest queuing them up before we head to the next system and use your travel time efficiently. If you want to change your mech's placement in the work queue, select Manage Task under the timeline to reprioritize or cancel work orders. How long do repairs and refits normally take? Depends on the mech bay conditions you're working in. A good mech bay with advanced scaffolding and equipment is faster than one you'll find on a standard leopard. Thanks. I display our mech bay's efficiency and mech tech points on your travel display under the finances and crew morale readouts. The higher the rating, the faster the repairs. This is just mech bay. Tutorial heat. Around battlefield, any advice? Sure, the better you lead in combat, the less work I have to do when it's over. Let's talk about heat. Yeah, let's talk about it. I can't emphasize this enough. Watch your heat. Your MechWarriors are sitting on walking fusion reactors out there. Oh, that sounds fun. Using jump jets and firing weapons generate heat, sometimes lots of it. If one of your mechs get too hot, you could do damage to its internal structure or worse. Shut down the engine in the middle of combat, leaving it a sitting duck. How can I make it more heat efficient? Know your mech's heat rating in the mech lab and install more heat sinks on it if you find that it runs hot in combat. Heat sink vents plasma from the mech's engine and do a lot to dissipate the buildup from jump jets and weapon fire. Heat sinks are your friend. I use heat shrinks at work, so sometimes it's... How can I affect heat in combat? Each weapon system on BattleMech can be toggled on or off each time it takes action. Most MechWarriors keep their heat low by toggling off weapons with lower chances to hit. Okay. Sometimes you'll have a solid chance to hit with everything in your arsenal. That's when you gotta experiment by toggling a few off to make sure you stay below the red line. I see. Okay. Mech stability. Oh, that's important. That's vulnerable. There are a few ways I can think of. Evasion, cover, and bracing. The short form version is this. The further a unit goes, the more evasive it becomes. Shooting a moving target is hard, and shooting a faster target is harder. Sensor locking an enemy removes 2 of its evasion chevrons and makes it easier to hit. Same goes for your unit, so be careful. Cover, they're kind of big, aren't they? Yep, they're big and scary and dangerous, and they're harder to hit standing in forests and other terrain features. Standing behind buildings or hills is good too. If the enemy can't see you, they're gonna have a hard time hitting you. It's all about line of sight. Yep. Brace my mech, but that doesn't make it harder to hit. No, bracing your mech doesn't make it harder to hit, but it should buffer some of the damage you take by half or so. But think about it, eh? Ability, I have some idea. Okay, that's enough for now. I mean, let's hear about him. That's a long story, boss. Shortest version I can give you. I signed on after serving my term in the Third Succession War, fighting for the Capellian Confederation. If you want to know more, you can ask whatever you want. Otherwise, let's get back to talking shop. We'll get to their stories. All right, this is in like horrific state. Refit, replace. This is, I mean, it's not too bad. As unused tonnage. I don't think I could afford other stuff, so strip equipment, repair all. Alright. 15 days.
I'll get it in the schedule.
I would prefer to actually get these done. The spider we'll leave it out for now. Okay, out of action. Alright, let's see. Where's the back button? Is it just escape? Alright, it is. Whoops. Let's just save. Barracks.
Waiting for orders. Good to go.
Ready for orders.
Commander, good to go.
Yeah, no wonder it's expensive. Command center. Always good to see you at Ops. Rick, what can I do for you? I want to know about our debt situation. Yeah, sure, that's fair. And I'm glad you're taking interest. I got time to get into the nuts and bolts of it. If you do, what did you want to know? Remind me why we took out so many loans in the first place? How much time have you got? I mean, we've been hit with 1,000 expenses since we were forced to flee Cormadir. I guess you're mostly interested in the big ticket items. Well, first and foremost, there's the Leopard. We still owe a lot of money on this ship, and losing her is an option. Then you got all the sort of fallout from our impromptu trip across the frontier. Jump ship passage, docking fees, miscellaneous travel expenses, all paid for on credit, as if we had a choice. There's more that I can get into. The loan we took out to set up Markham's family, etc., etc., but that'd be gilding the lily at this point. The fact is, we're in a lot of trouble with a lot of lenders, but hey, we're mercenaries. We live for trouble. Well, we in debt too, exactly. I want names. How about I give you the top 3? First, you got the Blue Horizon, the big commercial bank on Lariton. They're the ones that own the lease on this ship. Then there's the Indra Consortium. They got people everywhere, but they're based somewhere in Merrick space. We borrow from one of their associates to make the jump away from Cormadir on the day of the coup. Finally, you got the Lockdown Lending. They're a frontier outfit for Hastar, and they're about as crooked as they come. Now, I wouldn't normally do business with an outfit like the Double L, but we didn't have a choice. We made a deal with the Blue Horizon to buy half of our debt. So that's the big 3. A commercial bank, a Shadowrun financial consortium, and a bunch of leg breakers in cheap suits. And each of them is dangerous in its own ways. I got some questions about running this company. Oh, this is probably more important than the other one. Contracts. Outfits like ours depend on Mercenary Review Board to post certified contracts working for reliable employers. I say reliable, but let's face it, Rick, most jobs come down to us doing the work that the rich and powerful can't be seen doing. Mercenaries are deniable assets. We travel from system to system, picking up jobs and making ends meet. Sure, space travel costs sea bills, but some employers are desperate enough to pay travel expenses for mercenaries willing to make big jumps for a gig. What intel will I get about contract before? Most employers will give us enough info to understand who we're fighting and why. Some are cagier than others, but by and large, they want us to succeed. Because of this, we'll generally get enough intel to get the job done. It isn't a perfect system, but it works well enough. First, there are a few key. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's the first. There are a few key things to look for in contract. First, you need to understand what type of mission it is. Next, you take into account the climate condition, the area operation. Finally, it's important to know the expected strength of the opposing force or for vital even types of mission we may be offered. In my experience, most contracts come down to one or more of the few basic ideas: blowing something up, taking someone down, keeping something safe, or making a mess with heavy ordnance. There will be a variation here and there, sure, but for the most part, jobs are gonna fit into one of those categories. Giant bipedal weapon platforms aren't exactly known for their subtlety. Tell me about climate conditions. If you're not watching the climate condition, you're not in full command of the battlefield. In most environments, you gotta watch your MechWarriors weapon fire jump packs so they don't overheat in their BattleMechs. Badlands and desert make your mech runs hotter. So you better want to pay careful attention when you're fighting there. Low atmosphere, non-terraformed planets are worse. You'd be wise to swap out some energy weapons for ballistic weapons in those environments or pack some extra heat sinks. Ooh, okay. But the vacuum of lunar environment is the worst. It's counterintuitive. I know space is cold, right? But no atmosphere means basically no heat dispersion, and you're sitting on top of a fusion reactor. Use your jump jet sparingly, or you'll be shut down in no time. Permanently at times. Mission difficulty. It's important to have an idea of what you'll be up against once your lance hits the ground. Unfortunately, mercenaries are often on the ass end of mission intel, and the most we'll usually get is a rating of the enemy's overall strength. As a general rule, we should feel the heaviest mechs we can on a given mission. Bigger isn't always better, though. Speed and mobility are important on escort and other missions where flexibility is as valuable as firepower. I try to give you a heads up when we offer missions like that. And I withdraw from contract. Absolutely, that's the great thing about being Merc. It isn't our fight. We're here to make money, not die for a cause. You get back out of a contract negotiation at any time with no harm done, but once we deploy onto a battlefield, it gets a little trickier. Things start going sideways during a mission, you can still withdraw to save on repair bills and mech bay time, but it may still cost us. If we withdraw before achieving any objectives and destroying at least one enemy, the Mercenary Review Board will rule it a bad faith withdrawal. Not only will we not get paid, we won't get any battlefield salvage either, plus our reputation will suffer, both with our employer and with the MRB. Now, if we withdraw after achieving an objective and destroy at least one enemy, then the board will rule it a good faith withdrawal. Our pay will still be reduced, but our reputation will take a hit, and that's important for business. Tell me about reputation. Our mercenary outfit reputation determines the quality of the contracts we're offered, the quality of the MechWarriors willing to hire on with us, and the deals we get on weapons, mechs, and equipment in local stores. Most employers won't offer us the really juicy contracts until we prove ourselves over time. But once our rep is solid, we'll get access to some high-paying gigs with opportunities for some serious battlefield salvage. Why is salvage so important? If sea bills are like blood, salvage is like food for a mercenary company or something like that. I don't really do analogies. Let's just leave it as salvage is good. Here's why. Salvage lets you replace components you lost or upgrade your mechs to better suit your combat tactics. And if you don't end up needing the salvage you need, you can always sell it off at the nearest store. Salvage rights are a time-honored tradition in the mercenary trade, and figuring out who gets what at the end of the engagement is a vital part of our business. In addition to sea bills, most contracts will offer salvage. reflected as a ratio like 2:10. First number represents how many priority salvage items we get to handpick after battle. The second is the total amount of salvage we'll get. Subject to the whims of our employer, you can negotiate salvage rights for every mission you accept. Keep that in mind. How do I negotiate a contract? Mercenary contract negotiation is pretty straightforward out there. Out here in the periphery, it's all based on the golden triangle: sea bills, salvage, and reputations. Sea bills are the coin of the realm, so to speak. We use sea bills to pay for travel expenses, upkeep on our ships, salaries for our crew, and repairs or refits for our mechs. Sea bills keep us flying. Salvage is part of our take 2. The more salvage we get off the battlefield, the fewer sea bills are deposited in our account. The fewer sea bills we ask for, the more salvage we can get. Now, we may want to take less money and less salvage in order to increase our reputation with the party offering the contract. Yeah, it'll cost us now, but the investment really pay off later down the road. Okay, so there are a couple of different drawbacks on what you want. Tell me about how outfit finances work. It's pretty simple, really. Every 30 days, we have to pay the crew and cover our regular operating expenses, upkeep the mechs we have ready in our mechs base, upgrades to our equipment, things like that. So if we don't have enough sea bills to cover our operating costs at the end of the month, when our financial report comes due, we're out of business. Mech life doesn't allow for second chances. Remember that when you're ordering weapon refits and ship upgrades, and make sure to reserve enough to cover our monthly nut. I'm sure that is obvious, but I'm going to ask you anyway. How can raise operating costs of our company? Obviously, the more MechWarriors we hire, the more we gotta pay out each month. Nevertheless, it is a good idea to have a strong bench. You never know when someone's gonna take one in the meat and be out of action for a while. Or permanently. Any upgrades we make to the ship will have upkeep costs too. Yeah, there are advantages, but there are advantages that require ongoing maintenance, and that costs sea bills. How can lower our operating costs? Well, for starters, considering putting the mechs you don't plan to field for a while into storage. Although it'll require time and sea bills to refit their equipment and ready them for combat, stored mechs have no upkeep costs. By the way, remember that you can sell mech chassis and equipment if we're ever low on cash or you see something shiny in store you just gotta have. Anyway, back to operating costs. You can always dismiss a MechWarrior if you're having a hard time making payroll. And every month you get to decide how generous to be with their pay. Careful though, mercenary salary has a direct effect on their morale. MechWarriors. I like to catch up. Before any of this started, let's learn about their life stories another time. I'm guessing contract I'm doing here, but before I go there, I want to wait, how do I put in storage? I mean, this one's destroyed. Wait, where's the upkeep cost? Okay, now I need to figure out storage. Do damage to safely lock it down for long term. Alright, then I guess that may make sense.
Commander, pull up a chair.
Let's look at contracts. Well, we only have one, so it's not like I have much of a choice. We believe this is a pirate lance operating on Bellerophon. Within a region we control. All Mech operations are at risk as long as this lance is allowed to move unimpeded. Patrol the area, find the enemy lance, and eliminate it. Alright, 211. Max reputation. Radiant. This is a straightforward battle, Commander. Find a military lance in the backwater like this. Be no challenge at all. So max pay. I'd like to offer you a choice. Hey, Syrian. The spider needs to be refit to do refit due to missing limbs. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling that was the case, but I don't know if I want to spend money on it right now. But how are you doing? I'm still learning. Like, this is my first time blind playthrough, so yeah, I'm not sure how far I get. It's gonna be ugly. Let's just put it that way. It's gonna be ugly. Local pirate organization. Let's see. I will have. I mean, I need the contract. It's not like I have a choice, so I will probably go for it. Let's see what happens. Touring hall. Oh, we already arrived? But I haven't finished preparing. Spider is a decent light. Helps that all its weapons are torso mounted. That doesn't mean anything, but I'll take your word for it. That it's a decent light one. You're on the Leopard's Bridge with Samir, Yang, and Darius for the daily staff briefing. Darius says, we received 3 messages from the banks. Loan sharks, Samir cuts in. From the people who are financing us. They're considering rewriting the terms of the loan so it'll be easier to seize the ship if we miss a payment. As usual, they're only doing this because they believe we can't fight it in court. We talk. The banks ignore the messages. Educate the... let's sweet talk. A few days later, the banks contact you said the previous was sent in error and should be ignored. Your company in the following tags. Well, these are the so-called events. I will refit it. I just want to have a bit more bank. We arrive at Bellerophon. Commander ready. Not yet. Alright. I'm just waiting for myself to not be injured. Which was out of action is pretty bad. Alright, launch contract. Let's see how bad I do this. Wait, what? What warnings? I'm so confused. Now, I need to figure out. It means that if it loses a limb, it doesn't lose firepower. And generally, the torsos carry more armor than the arms. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I remember from combat, if you lose your arms, yeah, you can't fight back as effectively. But that, I think maybe with more upgrades, it wouldn't be bad. But it just felt like it wasn't cutting it. I mean, of course I'm gonna use the blackjack. Shadowhawk. I forgot who. I forgot who had what. It's like great. Vindicator. Which one has? I mean, one of you had this defender. send you, and then actually that does make sense. I mean, that's the thing, because I'm so new, there's no way for me to be like, ah, okay, that's how I'm mostly playing this blind. Actually, low kiss is also. What is the warning on the blackjack? I actually don't know. I should probably find out. Mech Bay. Base. I said to refit something as unused. I think it's just. Wait, what's this? No, that's tutorial. This. As unused tonnage. That's the only thing I could see. Oh, missing amp. What? Refit. No, there's something else. It's missing half its weapons? When were its weapons removed? When were the weapons removed? I'm so confused now. $5 days. That's weird. I guess during my refit I ignored it or something. Autocannon. That's really heavy on. Wait. Do I not have? Oh wait. Oh right. They're only allowed certain. Oh right. It's an energy hardpoint. I can't place anything but energy weapons. All the arms should carry the same thing on a standard loadout. Wow. I don't. I mean, I might have another heatsink. I do. I mean, I have a couple. And this is pretty heavy on both arms. I mean, I don't know how I feel if it's all laser, so I might. I mean, I guess I could. I'm already bringing heat sinks. Nice overweight. So let's not do that. Dude, what's adding the heatsink? I think so. Okay. So the blackjack should be 2 AC and 4 medium lasers. 2 AC, 2 and 4 medium lasers. Over. I mean, that is his loadout, but I could just see me just overheating like crazy. Because I would think I want. Unless I want to remove one of these. How much is heatsink? Okay, there. Well, we'll have one less jump pack. And we'll have to wait 9 days.
And noted. Shouldn't be too hard. Financial report.
Alright. Let's just accept. Can't really pay extra. Alright, now let's launch this. Good, no more warning signs. Most people take the medium out of the arm and upgrade to large and torso. That's a lot of heat. We'll see. You're the defender. You will go into this one. I feel like we're gonna lose another member. That just seems to be. Medium lasers out of the arm and upgraded to a large one. Huh, that is interesting. I'm guessing you're training like you're using less heat, do more damage with the chance of doing a bit more. Destroy pirate lance. Find the enemy lance and eliminate it. I'm probably gonna make so many mistakes. We got them, Commander, right out in the open. These guys are amateurs. Get eyes on them and take them out. Good hunting, Commander. I don't like the sound of that. It's like, yeah, they're the pirate lance. Plus, it keeps the blackjack on longer range.
Roger.
I noticed accuracy was one of the problems I was facing before. It's like I can't hit things. Enemy contact. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Enemy's turn. Unknown mech. I hate it if they get the first chance to fire.
Yes, Commander.
What do you have? You have sprint. I would rather not keep you out in the open.
On it.
Yeah, that thing looks like it can't take much hits. Accuracy improves with skill increase. Is that like a level up thing? Because I have no clue what it is. Guarded entrenched. Your turn. I've only done like tutorial in that first battle, so not very amazing. I screw it up a lot of the times. Like I'm making so many mistakes. Yes, from the barracks.
Good to go.
Okay, from the barracks. I guess once they level up, gain more experience. I mean, I'm still like a recruit, so once you're doing. Oh man, what are these accuracies?
Systems recycling for another shot. Waiting for orders. On my way.
Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Actually, with these accuracy, mistakes lead to wisdom. You give me too much credit. Even I'm like, I don't know about that. Structure exposed. You give me too much credit. I appreciate the confidence you have for me that I don't have for myself.
For orders.
Alright, yo, just vigilance. Actually, let's just brace.
Holding here.
Okay, they are moving closer. Sensor impaired, -1. Don't know if I want to push forward. Oh my god, my accuracies are like non-existent. I don't think I have a choice. I have to get closer so I have a better chance of actually hitting them. Locust's best asset is his speed. I don't know how well it does, and what the hell are these accuracies? Target move, target sized. Yeah, miss like point blank.
Waiting for orders. Don't need to tell
I mean, for speed, like, is it just a spotter? Maybe with the right weapons, it could support from afar. Yeah, those numbers are looking far more better than... Head hit. Pilot injury.
Yes, Commander.
Let's not use that if I can't hit. Run up behind your enemies and rip up their thin armor. But won't they turn around and destroy him instead? That's the thing, right? I'm like, like I get what you're saying, right? Maneuver, but then they'll get shots on you, right? Plus 30 heat. Oh,
You got nothing, you hear?
that's a heat weapon.
Yep.
I'm assuming I can't hit that far. Yeah, no. I thought as much. Oh, you're gonna do melee? They really don't like the blackjack. Like is there something that just makes it that they're more likely just... Oh wait, did I take the wrong one? Did I not... Am I not piloting the blackjack? That might explain a lot. That is where the speed comes in. The more moves, the more evasion builds. Does it work?
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
It's just... Is there no melee? Multi-target, precision, overheat alert. What else is overheating a lot? I'm like, if you miss from there, I'm like, I don't know what to say anymore.
Good to go.
Apparently not all of them have melee attacks.
Gauging.
Left arm destroyed. Right torso destroyed.
Solid connection on.
Ooh. They're gonna...
Getting outflanked.
I'm more worried about the heat. Heat critical.
My heat's getting pretty high.
Ooh, that's probably where I needed to... Light mechs are either spotters or flankers. Spotting pilot should take sensor lock skill. Yeah, I've noticed that.
On my way.
Because it allows your allies to, I think, attack further than they normally could. Don't miss on me. Okay, got rid of that. Flankers should you... surgical extraction. Flankers should get bulwark. Is that the one that gives them like more bracing?
Enemy mech. Critical damage. Receiving.
Just
Affirmative.
I don't know if I should be melee attacking whenever I can. Okay, that must be an extra weapon. Problem is my other mech is a little out of it. Let's put it that way. Sensor lock also impairs their ability to hit you like... Really? Did not have a melee attack? Yeah, I need to fix the blackjack. Yeah, it adds 0 heat.
Right, Commander.
Unless the moving is going to... Your turn.
Waiting for orders.
I mean, it's almost dead. Do you have melee? Okay, let's do melee.
Moving out.
Yeah, there's so much for me to learn, right? I'm such a beginner that I'm like, I don't know where to start. That looks funny. That actually looks hilarious. You just have this tiny locust. A milk run just as we expected. Good work, Commander.
Mission successful.
That's it? I was expecting a lot more, to be honest. I was like, oh, they're gonna have backup. Destroy pirate land. Successful. Payout 126,000. Top tier work, Commander. House Merrick is very happy with your performance. Keep it up, and I'll make sure a lot more work comes your way. Their review board. 15 rated. Your rating with the mercenary review board indicates how trusted and effective. High MRB rating will earn you respect from fellow mercenaries and MechWarriors for hire. Small weapons like small lasers or machine guns also fire during melee. Ah, okay. Yeah, I read about that earlier when I was talking to Yang. I'm expecting them to not do much. They're more of, let's get a bit more damage. In that locust case, maybe it was needed. Steady. The local pirate organization dislike us. Alright. Uninjured. I mean, last time I had like an injured and a death. So, I'll take it. Vehicles take double damage from successful melee strikes. I'm not surprised. Like, when I look at the model of the vehicles compared to a mech, it's like, yeah. They are... Oh my god. Locust got both kills. But oddly enough, he doesn't get more experience despite getting both kills. Oh, great. Potential salvage. I think I get to pick 3, 2. After choosing priority. Yeah, this list makes like no sense to me. I mean, I sort of know what it has. But let's see, we have partial mechs. Huh. So what do I need? Some of these are partial. I think partial are very valuable for what I need. Partial. Panther. $35 ton. Because I think this is how I get like more mechs if I need them. So the question is partial Firestarter. Firestarter is a cool idea. Scout and Disabler. A lot of people have trouble visualizing the scale of mechs. Case in point, an Atlas is as big as a diesel locomotive. I don't know what an Atlas is, so it's like that isn't helping. But I appreciate your attempt to explain it to me because I'm like, So Panther, Sniper, and Light Brawler. Make up with jump packs, considerable armor, and a hefty punch from the trademark PPC. They even been used in physical slugging matches to good effects. Firestarters are good light skirmishers. Yeah, they have these flamers that adds quite a bit of heat on the enemy. I don't know why there are 3 of these. Because these look the same to me. Okay. Okay, I can only pick 1. And then... Why is there 3? I only fought 2 enemies. Carefully timed attack which his flames can shut down any mech and leave it open to punishment. A decent light mech hunter killer. Panthers are brawlers, they can take and dish out good damage. Right, my salvage was... Wait, it's 1.7? I thought it was 1.11. I think I have brawlers, so I don't have anything like the Firestarter, so I think I'll take that. Confirm, and then we'll see what else they give us. Okay, they gave us salvage assigned. That's actually not bad, I think. I'm like, I have no clue. But yeah, I think I have kind of brawlers. We're gonna need to do some mech repairs before our next contract boss can go into combat like this. See me in the mech bay when you're ready.
Hey, Commander. Be with you in a second.
What happened to the blackjack? Repair all. Salvage is broken up. One full mech is 3 to 8 pieces depending on your choice in the starting menu. Huh. So I don't know which piece I'm getting. I still don't know what the warning is. So I have this. Modified. I'm so confused why this is coming up again. Refit to see warning. I don't see a warning anywhere. Script, no, none of those. None of those. Oh, this? You stock loadout. That's not what I'm looking for. Fire support and skirmisher. I do find it interesting that one full mech is broken into pieces. Am I just missing something? Refit to view warnings. Must be blind. That's a tutorial. It's like, it's not. I mean, might as well get through it. Oh. Warning states. I only see repair all. The choice you make just sets the amount you need to collect to make a whole one. Okay, so I'm just getting components. And once I get all of them, then
I'll let you know when that's done.
I don't even think I have to repair the other one. It's always a blackjack. There's just something about it. I mean, right now I have this. I don't have a pilot, so fighter can wait. Extremely maneuverable scout. I think this one actually has. Oh wait, no, sensor is skill ability, not the mech thing. Heat efficiency. Yeah, this one is like no heat efficiency. None at all. Oh, it's pretty bad. So I guess. I mean, no one's hurt. This will finish in 4 days, so that's pretty quick. Okay, I got. Oh, I got parts 2 of 3. Okay, so I need one more part. Depending on how an enemy mech is taken down determines the number. Okay, I see, I see. I guess I don't have control over it. What's this? Scrap mech for sea bills. I might as well keep it. Maybe I could do something about it. It's nice to have some backup, and just in case, I could always sell them for sea bills if I'm really desperate. Oh, this time I have Envoy. Need you to intercept the Canopian supply convoy, destroy it before it reaches. Actually, does it show this contract includes travel? Oh, okay, that actually makes it quite a bit more enticing. Take out the center torsion and less enemy to salvage. Take out its legs and salvage. But I can only pinpoint something like that if the enemy is knocked down, right? Otherwise, I can't do pinpoint attacks and say, I want to take these out so I can salvage more. Because I think they. Like, when I fire or when I attack, it just attacks. It's not like I get to pick where to attack. Ambush are hard at first. I mean, I'm leaning towards the second one. It pays. Actually, is it tougher? Several Canopian convoys. A hidden, well-defended logistics depot. Each supplier and taking them from them will significantly damage their effort against us. I'd like you to drop in, take the depot, and hold out against any enemy reinforcements. Ooh. I mean, it feels like both are gonna be tough, but at least one is the travel fee is covered, so this should be straightforward. Move out, recon the depot, then occupy it once we secure the area. If you choose precision shot, you can aim. Yeah. But I don't always get it. I think it might depend on crew member, the mech. Yeah, I have so much I have to learn. sadly, I do have to end the stream here. Oh, uses resolve, right? And you build resolve, so you don't always get it. So you have to be very careful when to use it. It makes sense. Anyways, I do have to end the stream, so I want to thank you, Syrian, for tagging along, teaching me quite a bit. I know this is still, tip of the iceberg. I still have much to learn, and I appreciate you trying to tutor me. But earlier you said mistakes lead to wisdom. I don't know about that. I'm pretty bad at games. I'm usually an amateur for a long time, but thanks for all the help and appreciate you for joining me. It's definitely a lot more fun to have someone to be like, hey, you did this wrong. This is a better approach. Definitely appreciate you being here. Hope to see you next time. If not, thank you for being here. This stream has been made pretty awesome with you tagging along. And anyways, I also want to thank everyone else who decided to support either through lurking or just tagging along. I appreciate your support. I hope you have a good one. Bye.